Hello everyone, and welcome back as always. This is Rich doing another video today about XRP. I hope everyone is having a great day wherever they are in this wonderful world. We're going to talk about XRP, and I got to start with this from Bluehawk. Legend. They put together a suicide squad of former critics for a crypto roundtable. At these roundtables, they're supposed to work on crypto regulations and come up with ideas on how to move crypto forward. However, for the past 4 years, some of these individuals have been cracking down on crypto, so I wonder if they truly support or hate it. Gary Gensler set the tone at SEC for the previous 4 years, and these individuals were merely following his instructions. I'm interested to see where this leads. A federal judge already declared that XRP is not a security in and of itself. SEC chair says ETH is not a security. But what about XRP? Uyeda said on CNBC News that my predecessor, Chairman Gensler, has made it pretty clear that Ethereum and Bitcoin are not securities. And if involved in either of these two, it would not be insider trading because it does not involve the purchase of securities. However, Uyeda did not clarify XRP's legal status, even though show host Andrew Ross Sorsen asked about the token. Why didn't Uyeda discuss XRP? The answer is that the case is over, so they can now openly discuss it in the mainstream media news. That's the only thing I could see. We'll have to wait and see where this goes, but I don't like the concept that the UEA stayed mute on XRP because it's not a security. A federal judge has already made a decision on that. Find out more about the main distinctions between these two here. That's holding them back. Are they waiting on Atkins to make that announcement? Since the ledgers of Ethereum and XRP differ, this is an older model. The consensus building process Ethereum Federated Consensus Proof of Stake, 35 plus UNL validators out of 135 plus. Total validators for the XRP ledger transaction speed, 50-60 transactions per second. Ethereum's objective is 100,000 transactions per second, with the XRP ledger reaching 1,500 transactions per second. However, this will require a significant upgrade through the Interledger protocol, which will enable it to handle 1 trillion transactions per second as the primary use case. Ethereum smart contracts. DApp's Web3 defies institutional settlements and the Ripple XRP ledger cross-border payments, but we now have EVM sidechain smart contract support as well. Yes, the XRP ledger is completely functional in testing and live on the main network. It features an energy-efficient post-pose transition for Ethereum and is made to use the least amount of energy possible. When it comes to payments, XRP ledger will always perform better than Ethereum. The only reason Ethereum is where it is at the moment is because it received that free pass. I continue to believe that because of all the pivots with XRP ledger through Ripple, we are seeing people working on projects on the XRP ledger. There is a lot of push towards Web3, and DeFi is now on the XRP ledger as well. Purist technology. The XRP ledger EVM network is expanding. The testnet began a week ago with validators from Ripple, XRP Ledger Commons, and Kintozuki Tech. We are currently onboarding about 3 new validators every day until we reach 32. We'll continue to provide updates on validators as we add them until the proof of authority is finished. In a single move, nearly $400 million worth of XRP was deposited to Binance, and there is a lot of talk about the massive transactions that are taking place with XRP and the large amounts of XRP that are moving around on a daily basis. They are already gaining traction with the XRP Ledger EVM sidechain, and this is going to continue to grow and expand as well. Many individuals speculate that institutions are moving this XRP, while others respond, "No, it's just the whales doing what whales do." However, these figures continue to rise, indicating a significant demand for XRP. It used to be maybe 50,000, 100,000 XRP moving, now it's 200 million XRP moving. That's a major difference, but this shows you that there's a lot of demand for XRP, and Bitru put this out recently, all the countries that are working with Ripple. And the list is massive. I mean, Ripple is now a global company. They are in every single country. They have rails set up everywhere. Now, some of these are RippleNet rails, others include on-demand liquidity. Some of them are XXRP, inclusively that they're only utilizing XRP for ODL. The use cases are different, going from country to. But this shows you the rails are already set up. So out of the gate, how much business is Ripple going to take from Swift? It used to be thought that maybe Ripple captures 5%, then it was 10%. I'm starting to think right out of the gate, Ripple's most likely going to get somewhere between 10 and 20% of Swift's business early on, and they're going to continue to take more business away from Swift. Over time, crypto market sees transaction volumes collapse in early 2025. Is it the end? So a lot of people are thinking that people are losing faith in crypto now because of the transaction volumes that are no longer there. It used to be a major surge on transaction volume for crypto, but I don't think it's that people lost faith. People are frustrated. They got in at higher price points, especially on XRP. When XRP rose to above $3, a lot of people were buying above $3 because they were FOMOing in. A lot of people bought their XRP years ago. Other people bought yesterday. That's how it is in crypto. But no matter when you bought, if are buying right now, you are going to make money in this space. If you bought above $3, you're going to make money on this cryptocurrency because right now, it's all doom and gloom it seems because we just had a major dip. But watch how fast the narrative shifts as soon the prices start taking off again. There won't be the fact that people are losing faith. Faith in the market? I don't think people lost faith at all. I think people are buying the dips when they get chance. I think other people are just sitting back, staying patient and waiting for the price to turn around, but you don't lose faith in something when it's so much bigger. You have to see the big picture to truly understand what you're holding. March to independence, Christine Lagarde wants the EU to ditch Visa MasterCard. And there's PayPal, Alipay, because they are controlled by American or Chinese companies. But she did not mention Ripple at all. You know why? Because Christine Lagarde has been working behind the scenes with Brad Garlinghouse for years. They've been working with Ripple this entire time. That's why Brad always gets a seat at the table. If they want independence, it comes through distributed ledger technology and a cryptocurrency like XRP. I still think the EU is going to utilize early on both XRP and XLM. I think that was set in stone years ago. Top software engineer Vincent Van Code says, "I will never panic, sell XRP. Here's why. We are still on track with where XRP is going from here, and we know it will play a major role in the new financial system. We also know tokenization is coming to the XRP ledger, and there will be a lot of real-world assets running on the XRP ledger plus." He is stating that there are no fundamentals to support XRP's dump, and that nothing changed even though this dump just happened. Ripple is continuing to grow its custody. You have XRP ETF chatter coming up. We're just awaiting permission for the XRP ETFs. But you move beyond that. This market will be a very exciting time when it finally gets going, and XRP starts to really break out. You have to wait until they spread good news. I'm bullish. When they spread collapse, turmoil, panic, I'm super bullish. XRP is going to be moving money alongside ISO messaging. Later on, it will get really crazy. Right now, everyone is getting shaken out. They can't wait long enough. They're frustrated. They're beaten down by the market. They don't understand what they're holding, and they're selling off their XRP. No country wins a global trade war. Bitcoin to surge as a result. So far, Bitcoin has not been surging at all. But now they're talking about recession. Recession can change things, I think. With a recession, we will see a surge in crypto. I think a lot of the money will shift towards crypto. People are going to be looking for an escape route, and that's what crypto does. It gives them an escape route. But the trade war is going to continue on. It's not going to go away anytime soon. We are watching. A reset of trade is going digital, and that's why it's important to be holding XDC as well, because I think these tariffs are the crisis that's needed to push us in. To digital trade, all of a sudden we have to make trade more efficient. We can't let China get ahead of us. We can't let this country get ahead of us. We got to push towards automation now and AI because we got to stay ahead of everybody else. What's going on is a reset, and it's going to happen with the financial system. As well, all the banks are already looking for a reset. Why do you think they greenlighted the banks to get involved with crypto? Because they know the banks are going to need crypto once they go over to becoming fully digital, and they're already doing the early signs of it. They're going to quickly get involved with crypto and stablecoins. Then all of a sudden they're going to give you incentives. Instead of using cash, consider using stablecoins, which offer a return of 4 or 5%. Since stablecoins are all digital dollars, there may also be incentives for switching from cash to stablecoins. This is a separate sort of digital currency issued by a central bank. The only difference is who issues it. It is a CBDC if issued by the Fed, and a digital dollar stablecoin if issued by Ripple. That's the only difference, and we're going to see all of this transition over the next few months, because even with the tariffs, which I believe were the main push, things are moving very quickly. However, I'm telling you that this isn't the time to lose patience or panic sell. Rather, you should hold on to your XRP more than ever because what comes next will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Until then, though, remain patient and optimistic, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video to thank everyone who has watched, and I'll see you in the next one.